All right, well let's get into it, and shout out to you, man. Thank you again for joining.
Of course.
Give us the rundown on. I'm gonna kind of sit back and just let you explain because I have no idea what's happening here.
Okay. So basically this morning I got messaged, and I have to give a shout out to our friend and moderator, the Proctophile, who let me know that apparently Compulsion Games had gifted an Xbox, not the game, an Xbox, to a cosplayer, right?
To a cosplayer.
Yeah, to a cosplayer. Now, apparently this cosplayer is a big thing, and I should have known that somehow. I just thought it was weird. So I didn't want to send people after the person, right? So I took a picture of the post, and I took the picture of there. If you look, you could zoom in on the second one. You'll see it says I know you can't kind of zoom in from here, but it's from South of Midnight, and you could see them basically saying, yeah, thanks for bringing Hazel to life, making the world more magical. We included a gift for you to experience the magic of South of Midnight yourself. And it was just, I found it a bit strange. That's all. So I kind of made a post calling that out. All I said was factual information. I said, hey, you can see it says Compulsion Games, an Xbox-owned studio, which it is, just sent a free Xbox to a cosplayer for promoting South of Midnight, a game developed with narrative consulting from Sleep Baby Inc. All factual. My opinion was that's a very extravagant gift for a cosplay.
I mean, that is an opinion, but that could be argued based off of historical things that leans into the territory of factual, because it is very extravagant for what they are. Like, yes, it's a very fact-based opinion, I guess is the best way to
look, I still look, if someone wants to disagree and say, hey, I know people who've got whatever, that's totally fine. I was not saying, oh no, you can't have whatever. I was saying, hey, this is my opinion. Well, Alyssa Mercante has had me blocked for ages because for some reason she decided to do that. Not that I need her to unblock me or anything, but a while back she got mad because in a stream as part of one of our segments called Media Therapy, where we react to a media clip, we reacted to her part of a clip from her interview with Taylor Lorenz.
Yep, I reacted to that.
It froze, and it looked like basically looked like Alyssa was like saying, like, I'm getting harassed, and Taylor looked like it just caught her in the right frame where Taylor looked like she didn't even care. So I'm like, oh my god, that'd make a hilarious meme, right?
Yep.
So one of our subscribers made a meme of this, right? And I'm giving this context because it'll be important in a second. So one of the people made a meme of it, right? But apparently someone told Alyssa, and I just posted it on Twitter and said, oh, this is funny, haha. You know, I wasn't sending anybody after her or whatever. She unblocked me to get mad. Well, when she did that, I ended up actually messaging her to try and like give context. Because look, I try to be nice if I can. And that wasn't a like, oh, I'm purposely pointing at Alyssa. It was kind of like, wow, two insufferable people in the same room. Like, you know, that was basically our thought process behind it. But I posted this. We'll get to the what she said to me in the chat when I messaged her. If you look down, you'll see. Yeah, go down. Okay, there she is. Yeah, this is the post, and you for some reason she responded, "This is normal. You are not." And it was like, okay. So I quote
in her mind, it's totally normal for a company to gift I mean, this could be upwards of, if this is this a special edition? Like, do they sell this version?
I have no idea. Again, this was just a, you know, I happen to be notified about this. I like trying to make a couple posts a day if I can. So I made a post. That was it. That was literally all it was. There was no extra thought process behind it. It was not like, oh, I have to be super careful. So she actually posted a bunch of stuff down here. Basically, there, look. She thinks I quoted her. This is where she gets destroyed, because honestly, look, I honestly tried to have to talk with her, but you should see what she says before we get to that. Look at the last thing she said before then.
Well, this is confusing.
So I said, sorry. I thought I was supposed to leave you alone. I don't recall tagging you. Why'd you unblock me to comment? And you'll see I shared a DM because I messaged her because of that meme to explain the context. So I said, hello, seems like you have an issue with me. You want to talk about it? I don't want to speak to you in any capacity. I want you to leave me alone. Oh, okay. So you want me to leave you alone, but you'll unblock me to get
Well,
mad
she
at me.
wants to dictate the terms of speaking in her world. You do not matter to her. It's her agenda and ideology that matters. So that's why she does this, not just to you, but to 8-Bit Eric, to Vara Darks. Like, she has a history of blocking
But
people and
here's
then
the question,
unblocking them.
though. Here's the question, though. You had me blocked, right? So why did you even see my post? This wasn't even related to her. I didn't mention her. I haven't talked about
That's
her.
a good point.
I haven't
That's a
done
good point.
anything.
This is not tagging her. That's a really good point. Like,
I
this wasn't
never
about her.
tagged her. I never said a thing, and I
Well,
just
not
gave a
only that,
very
this has nothing to do with her.
exactly. So she unblocked
Oh,
me after
actually,
having me blocked
it
to
does
get
have
mad.
something to do with her. It does have something to do with her.
Oh yeah, because compulsion games. Because she went there at one point. Yes, I remember.
And Sweet Baby Inc.
Yep.
So she needs to run defense for compulsion and Sweet Baby Inc. So that is where this comes in.
That's kind of playing her hand. But that's funny is Alyssa, because we all know you're watching. Just want to say thanks for the talk. I mean, you could have just messaged me privately and we couldn't, but I mean, you talked back and forth with me and gave me a lot more information than you think that you did. So thanks.
Yep. Hi,
That's
Alyssa.
what I wanted. You're welcome.
Here's this, by the way. And shout out to that park.
I remember she went there.
She went there with Paris and Khalif.
Khalif, who also has me blocked.
Oh, he had me blocked, but then he just randomly unblocked me. I was like, all right. I haven't checked. I don't care, but he
Pretty sure Khalif wasn't he involved with Concord?
He was. But anyways, back to this. So
yeah. So you gotta see what she said. Look at what she said. She said this is her response to me saying this.
After you're like, I thought I was supposed to leave you alone. She said, you are once again drumming up harassment against marginalized folks. Wait, what? This sounds a lot like the last story we were talking about with the women in game stuff, where they always use this
exactly. And the thing is, I didn't even say anything about the cosplayer. I didn't say anything. I didn't bash them. I didn't say a thing. I just said, "Oh, look at this! Yeah, it's an extravagant gift. It's an extravagant gift." The studio, not
First off, I have no idea who the cosplayer was. I don't know if they were a dude, a woman, black, white. I don't know anything about it.
And they did the main character Hazel, I believe.
I'm gathering that from her response here. I'm saying from what you posted, I had no idea.
Well, because she's mad at me because I didn't cover the when I posted it. I should have done that somehow because we all know that keeps people from Twitter from finding things.
It's publicly posted. Why? I never understood the covering the Like, do they think that's going to send harassment?
I used to do that when it comes to certain people to not harass them because it makes it a little bit harder to do. But I stopped doing it because people would get annoyed at me for it. And also, I mean, if somebody wants to find the post, they could just search the words.
Search the words, yeah, exactly.
And so you can find it. So unless you want me to cover up the entire thing, it still wouldn't do anything. So
you can still do a reverse image search and still find it. So
yeah. But you got to see this goes on for quite some messages. I don't know why she was so interested in talking with me. But,
so let me read this because I found this part curious. You are once again drumming up harassment against marginalized folks because you're a snivelly little cretin.
Sure.
Why is she allowed to say that to you? That could be considered harassment. She's calling you names.
Sorry, I want to clarify, Alyssa. I am a cartoon character. I cannot be a snivelly little cretin. Thank you.
Snivelly little cretin. I am obligated to tell. No, you're not.
Wait, she's obligated. Just so you know, she's obligated. I ask her about that in a minute.
This is first off. This is the ideology running amok in her brain right now. That is just pre-programming her. Where she's saying the quiet part out loud. Where she's like, my ideology obligates me to say this to you.
Yeah, but wait. Look at what she says. She's just, I don't understand this. She's like, I'm obligated to tell you that this is a normal business practice, and your attempts to prove otherwise are either purposely disingenuous or woefully stupid. Where did I try to prove otherwise? I gave an opinion.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry if I didn't like that.
I don't understand this.
Wait. Look at what I respond with. I said, I specifically made a completely separate post rather than quoting the original. Also, who obligated you to talk to me? I would like to tell them to stop.
That's amazing.
But I don't understand it. Like, she was just so angry. And it was like, what
So
did you do?
did she reply to this or quote tweet
Yes,
you
she
or what
did.
did
She kept going. Okay. So she says, did you remove identifying info? Hey, Smash. Hey, does she not have where she's not removed identifying info of something? Maybe a lawsuit where she censored her own stuff and didn't censor somebody else's? Just want to throw that out there. Just want to say, it's kind of hypocritical of you there. But she says,
I mean, hold on. Just to call her ass out literally here, because we love doing that on this show. Open image, a new tab, replies to herself. Yes, this is Jeff Tarzia thumbnail, which, by the way, my full name that I don't use. That picture is from September. Congratulations. What's that matter?
but
Yeah.
Smash, she should
What?
be censoring out information. Otherwise, isn't she not inciting harassment here?
Oh, she
Is that not what
100%
she's
is.
doing?
Oh,
So
that's
it's okay
exactly.
when she does it again.
It's okay when she does it. It's perfectly okay when she does it. And I just wanted to showcase this as a direct parallel to what she's telling you for rules for thee, not for me, when it comes to her. So she is saying my full name out there. But when it comes to you, it's you need to remove names of people, which is
Yeah.
curious. But anyway, carry on.
So, did you remove identifying info? No. Aren't you supposed to be a therapist or something? Don't you know the ramifications of pointing at someone, suggesting they're bad, and sending the internet after them? Alyssa, where did I say that? Hey,
Nowhere.
did I say that they were bad or sending the
No,
internet after them?
no. And oh, by the way, even if you did, like you're welcome to do that. It's the internet. You can say, "Hey, this person, I don't like this person because this, that, the other thing." I'm not of the group of saying, "Oh, we should need to censor things or stop the." I'm not talking about that. Like if she wants to be a dick and use my full name, which she's been using, I mean, technically, I guess she can because I'm a public figure at this point. She can do that. It's just a really dick thing to do. But yet the fact that she's doing that, and then in the same breath, in the same day, she's coming over to you saying you can't do that, blows
Wait,
my mind.
it gets better because then she says, "Or are you as bad a therapist as you are?" And I think she was trying to say creator, but she says orator, which really made me not want to, maybe want to say something else, but I didn't. I didn't make a joke at your expense, Alyssa. Be happy.
Well, would you say that Alyssa is a good orator?
I don't know. That would be I would not know at all. I would say that
I would
maybe
like to ask her. I'd like to ask her about that. I mean, she seems to have a stance on it, so I think that's something we should be talking to her about because
But
she's
here's
putting
the
it out.
funny part. I want you and your to leave people doing their jobs alone, to stop spreading hate, to stop pushing conspiracy theories. Alyssa,
And the
you
only
do the
person
same
spreading
thing.
hate here is her.
You do the same thing.
Yep.
And then so I called her out on that too. I said, so why not try approaching people more respectfully with this opinion?
Yep.
I asked if you wanted to talk and you refused. I don't really have time to chat today, but I might have some time next week. What works for you?
Mm-hmm.
She didn't like that. She said, I do not respect you. You peddle hate and think that because you do it without cursing or hurling slurs, that you're somehow superior. So,
well, hold
hold
on. Before you even keep going. So, in her opinion, you're peddling hate. What the hell is she doing?
Oh, but wait, it gets funnier. Thanks for letting me know, Alyssa, that you watch our content, because I'll tell you a secret, Smash. We don't use slurs or cursing, but you'd only know that if you watched our content. So thanks for watching, Alyssa. Make sure to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. You're not part of the night shift, unfortunately, because we like to say we're in an asylum and everybody's the night shift. But I'm sorry, Alyssa, I hate to break it to you. If you were in the asylum, you'd be way far down in it. So you wouldn't be part of us. Sorry. You're just not. And then she says, I think what you do is disgusting. And that you're a lot stupider. Stupider is not a word, Alyssa, by the way. than you think you are. You would say you're much stupider,
Or I think you were
more stupid than you think you are. Yeah,
more stupid than you are.
not
Yeah.
stupider. So, okay, stop doing what you're doing and focus on therapy. So I
Look at
said,
her.
so that's a no on talking next week. And she didn't like that either because, and I'm gonna,
Is that more
I'm gonna,
harassment? Is that more harassment by daring to talk? See, here's the thing.
yeah.
It is part of her ideology that I've noticed, where if you do not 100% align with her, you are outcast and she needs to destroy you. Like this is how her brain functions, where it's like you're either with me or I destroy you. There's no
But
like common
here's
ground
the
with
funniest part, though. This is not over yet. You want to remove it from the stream for a sec so I could find it, so we don't have to go through all my tweets that I've done. Just move it for a second, and I'll
All right.
find it
All right.
without having to. Well, I'll tell you in just a second.
Okay.
Okay. So then somebody else, a different person, right, said something, and I responded to it, and she got mad at that too. So here, now you could share it. So this person said, I've gotten 75 for a 45-second sponsored video talking about swords in a
75,
game.
you made $750. $750.
Yeah, $750 for a 45-second sponsored video about swords in a game. A $300 console isn't extreme.
You didn't say anything wrong. Why would you take
I
it
know
down?
I didn't say anything wrong. What I'm suggesting is that Alyssa can't do it privately because she needs to make a spectacle. Had she reached out to me privately, it may have been something that I would have considered. Not done, considered. Because she wasn't, but she had to do that because it wasn't about, and I prove it, it wasn't about any of this. It was about making a spectacle and getting attention, which I literally prove in this conversation. I liked the post. I liked the post because I said, okay, and that's a valid take. Like, at least be respectful. Then consider what would be the value of 8 game keys, something a company had in advance, large numbers. Really, does it seem worth it to keep the post up? Might send the wrong message to people.
These people are a cult. They're a cult.
Wait,
they just
so I
want you
said,
they want to censor you. Look at how their first thing is to take it down.
But here's the funniest part, because I agree to take it down, but only under one condition, which we're going to get to. I say, a bit too late for that now, thanks to the pylon. I appreciate you at least being respectful. So Alyssa gets mad and says, a bit too late now because I want to keep the false narrative going for clicks. Damn, what a therapist. So I quote tweet her and say, because she got annoyed, and I say, yeah, because I'm sure you guys would.
By the way, those in the chat that don't know, Master TDS, you can tell people what you do.
What do you mean, as a therapist?
Yeah, like some people might not know that you are like a therapist.
Yeah, I am an AMFT. I'm very close to hopefully getting my license at some point in the near future. But I've been working in therapy for over 6 years now. So, yeah. Aside from being an AMFT, which means I'm working under somebody else's license, I literally have the exact same experience as a regular therapist. I just need to pass a lot of strenuous hours and to get to an exam, which I then have to pass an exam, and then I have to pass another exam, and you know the hullabaloo. So there you go.
Thank you. Just in case there are some people didn't know, but carry on.
So she, of course, also, I made a post basically like saying I upset the internet. Can I like reschedule it to next week? And she posted that thread there too to get annoyed at me. And I said, oh no, I quote tweeted it. You're welcome. So I said, yeah, because I'm sure you guys would totally let this go without making a big deal about it. Because you know what's going to happen? I delete it, and they'd be like, "Yes, victory! Look, we got him to delete it. Woohoo!" You know, like
this is how they live their life. They wake up and they're like, "How do we censor someone today? And how do we push our agenda forward?" That's literally their motivation every day.
But she, I knew she was good. I knew she wouldn't be able to do it. So I said, "But hey, as a therapist, can I offer a little professional advice you should consider taking?"
Seek therapy.
And she didn't like that either.
Oh no,
she said,
I'm shocked. She didn't like that. That's weird.
She said, "No, see, I would respect you if you did that." I don't buy that. I don't buy it. It would show that
disingenuous as fuck.
Wait. Wait. It would show that you have a spine rather than a gelatinous goop. I don't know why
Look at
that
her
would
try,
be
like how she talks down to you. Like imagine if you spoke to her like this. She's been shit talking you the whole time and telling you that you're the one doing it. Like she's projecting what she
I've been
does.
nice.
Yeah, her insecurities have been projected onto you the entire time. It's
But
it's
wait,
like
wait.
insane. It's
She's
insane.
clearly been watching because she says that if, instead of the gelatinous scoop, that you have instead that emboldens you to anonymously send hate towards people online under the guise of brain dead investigations. Alyssa, I have a question for you. First off, thank you for watching all of our investigations. And second off, if they're brain dead and they're so easy to disprove, right? Why haven't you said anything about them? It's almost like we actually take the time to do evidence and research and back up our claims rather than just say, and you actually can't get mad at us for that. So you don't
Yeah.
like them, but you can't get mad. Again, reading between the lines here, but I think I'm right.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You're in the right here, and you take a great, reasonable, rational approach.
But wait, so then I say, okay, then prove it. The only reason I haven't deleted the post is because you jumped in and turned it into a public spectacle. So here's my offer. Let's have a real conversation. Not for content, not on a stream, just talk. If you can show me that deleting the post won't turn into another spectacle, I'll delete the post and issue a public apology. Sound fair? I think that sounds pretty fair. What do you think,
Yeah, I
Smash?
think that's very fair. Yeah.
So she says, you
Well,
tried to
first off,
send...
before you even go on,
Yeah.
she already knows that she can't do that. Like, there's nothing she can
Exactly.
do. Yeah.
Exactly. See,
So,
I knew she wouldn't be able to. I was kind of, I guess I was kind of hoping that maybe she would, but I knew she wouldn't.
right,
But
right.
this proves exactly, if anybody wants to know what Alyssa actually cares about, this conversation proves it, because she would have swallowed her pride and done something. What she wants is the post to go away. So I am offering her a ability to not only do that, but to get me to make an apology too. And she can't accept it because it would mean having to swallow her pride and talk to someone that she views as a lesser, which is not true. But again, you can think that all you want, Alyssa. But she says, you tried to send harassment someone's way for something you fundamentally misunderstand yet again. Okay. This is the first time we've been talking in quite a while, Alyssa. You're going to have to refresh my memory.
You tried to send harassment someone's way for something you and you refused to remove your incorrect statement. What? These are ambiguous words she's using. She needs to
again. Everything that I
What
said was factual, and if anything, there was only one part of it that was an opinion.
Right. But what the hell is this response from her? I don't even know what she's talking about.
This is deflection. This is you're wrong, and I want you to prove it to me by deleting the post. And she's like, you refuse to remove your statement. You think I'm the spectacle. So I said, Chubby, it says, I said, I think, because I'm going to tell you something, Alyssa. You try to tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about. I pay attention. So the fact that you commented and then a couple minutes later, a couple accounts with 100,000 followers started quote tweeting my original post, getting upset. I'm sorry. I really doubt these people just saw your post within 2 minutes and decided to comment. So I'm sorry. I wasn't born yesterday.
You're probably in a Discord group with all these people.
Bingo. Yep. I can verify that they are. Oh, yes. Yes, Alyssa. Surprise. I can verify that you are. So I already know all this stuff. You think that you're like getting one over on me, but I've already gotten a couple over on you. I'm a couple ahead of you here. So you got to keep up. So that said, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I didn't want you to skip this. You didn't read it yet. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I think you rallying your friends to all react to it is what made it a spectacle. Yes, because guess what? It was a nothing burger post until she boosted it. So Alyssa,
she Streisand the fuck out of it. Yeah,
Alyssa, you in effect by responding to the post and making it into an issue, you actually sent more. If you're what you're saying is true, and my doing that was harassment, you amplified the harassment and sent more of it her way. So hypocrite much, but okay. I'm just asking you to show that you're not going to turn me deleting the tweet into another round of drama. Is that not a reasonable concern?
That's fair.
Aren't we both trying to de-escalate this? And here's what she says. I didn't rally anyone. I pointed out how you were wrong and how you have a pattern of making incorrect observations about people or groups that directly lead to harassment. Alyssa,
Why is she adding or groups now? That's not what this was about at all.
well, because Smash, you don't seem to understand what she's referencing. She's referencing my investigations. She's referencing Wings Interactive and whatever, but she's never talked publicly about them. She thinks that I'm stupid and won't get this, but I 100% understand what she's pointing at. But Alyssa, first off, again, thanks for watching. I now know who the dislikes are on the video. Thanks for letting me know. But again, like, you haven't said anything about how my investigations are wrong or incorrect. You're saying they are, but you see, in the real world, Alyssa, maybe in the journal world, it's a bit different because you stretch the truth a lot. In the real world, if somebody makes an accusation of me making incorrect observations and you say it's a pattern, you would have to show the pattern, and you haven't.
Which kind of goes to the lawsuit, where I think she says something later on in this chat we might get to in a second, but where she's like, oh, the accuser, the burden of proof is on the accuser. And I'm like, well, that reminds me of the lawsuit.
She says that.
The burden of proof is on her. And I'm very curious why she's so confident in her lawsuit. But go ahead. We'll get to it. Go ahead.
She gets mad at me. I bring that up in a minute. She said, you've been corrected. Corrected on what? I gave an opinion. You corrected nothing.
You corrected your opinion.
You refused to remove the incorrect tweet. Again, not an incorrect tweet. You are responsible.
Like, this is madness, by the way. Like, this is how angry she got over you just tweeting a simple, hey, this is curious.
That's all I did. Like, I wasn't. If I had said, hey, this cosplayer at blah and quote tweeted her post, okay, fine. Then you could say, okay, you know, maybe then I meant
positivity. She wants people just to prop people up all the time and not question anything. Just consume product, move on to next product. That's her mentality with this.
But wait, I take a little dig at her here because I've been nice. I've been actually quite nice this whole entire time, which I didn't have to be. But I said, Alyssa, if you expect me to believe that you didn't rally your friends, I'm not buying it. Because I'm not, Alyssa. I wasn't born yesterday. I don't have to look very carefully to see. Pro tip: if you don't want to seem coordinated, don't be coordinated. Just saying. Maybe like time it like randomly. Like, okay, you wait 6 minutes, you wait 7 minutes, you wait an hour, and then at least try to make it look a little more random. I'll still know it was not random because I pay attention to these things. But you could have at least tried. I said, but let me make this simple. I offered you an amicable way to resolve this. You refused. So it was never about perceived harassment. It was about needing someone to be angry at. Lawsuit not going well, I take it?
That's a trigger right there.
And of course, she actually had to respond to that.
Yep.
My lawsuit is going very well. Thank you for asking. I look forward to my day in court. I don't buy that, Alyssa. Sorry.
Nope. That's just, I think she's really holding on to this. Oh, if I keep scaring him and talking a big game, maybe he'll just wake up one day and be like, oh man, she's right. I should just give her money and say, I'm sorry.
Well, she's getting what she wants right now. She thinks that I don't know what she wanted. I know exactly what she was doing here. She wanted to, you know, the whole reason she came after me in particular. She's trying to get to you. She knows that we collaborate a lot. We have had streams together. So she knew that if she went after me, chances are we'd end up on this stream. Hi, Alyssa. I know you're watching.
Alyssa.
Hi.
And we'll have this. I'll put this video on demand too, so even more people can see it. So
yeah,
the live.
Wait, it gets better.
The live channel has been blowing up. So yeah, shout out to you guys.
Yeah, it's been doing a great job. But she says, if you accuse someone, the burden of proof is on you. So Alyssa, that applies to you as well. Where is the proof that Smash did anything wrong? Oh wait, you can't provide it because you don't have it.
Again, more projection. But it's kind of funny how that tweet right there shows perfectly how clueless she is with projection. I really genuinely believe that she has no idea that she's projecting. Like she thinks that what she's doing is really you, because her brain refuses to acknowledge that it's projecting her insecurities on the world on everyone else.
And I think it's funny because, again, Smash, have I been like overly mean to her here?
I'm waiting to see some sort of incriminating tweet of any of this. This is just you just kind of blanketly just chatting, and she's just like very aggressive against you, which is
Yeah.
wild.
So I simply replied to you. I didn't rally anyone. Yes, again, Alyssa, I wasn't born yesterday. You might want to tell your friends who you interact with frequently, maybe to wait a little bit between messages, because otherwise it's very easy. And also in your little coordinated group chats that you think nobody knows about, might want to also be careful with that too. Just throwing that out there. But maybe that paranoia is something you should unpack. Yes, Alyssa, because out of anybody here, you're the one who should be telling me what to do. You're the person who should be to unpack stuff. Alyssa, I think maybe you should unpack some of your trauma that you're dealing with here. That's just my opinion. I'm not diagnosing you or anything. I'm just simply stating maybe if you unpacked some of your anxiety and anger that you clearly have in there, maybe you'd feel better.
I mean, yeah, I'm not going to even share an opinion on that, but yes, I agree.
But wait, Smash. She had to have the last word here. So I said,
of course,
okay, then.
Of course. Yeah, that's what's great about this. Yeah.
Wait, if you change your mind about talking, you know where to reach me. To which, of course, Alyssa had to just think, which again, she probably doesn't think that I get, but I totally get. He says, I know exactly where to reach you. Smiley face.
That's a not so subtle I can dox you at any time.
I will just throw this out there, Alyssa. When you were getting doxed and someone was made an account to pretend to be your sister on here, as soon as I found out about it and I saw that this account was following me, I blocked and reported them immediately because I don't condone doxing. Even
so did
my
I,
worst enemies.
Ironically, so did I. Isn't that curious?
Yeah. So
it's interesting to do with that shit. I want nothing to do with that.
It's interesting that you're saying I can dox you at any time. And again, if that's what you have to go to get one over on me, it says more about you than it does about me. I would hope that somewhere in your mind, maybe you would, again, this might be a difficult task for you, but you could take a couple brain cells, rub them together. Maybe you start a fire in there, and think over what the ramifications of that might be.
But isn't it curious how she always falls back to the doxing thing? Like these veiled threats, I know exactly where to reach you, smiley face. Like the veiled threats of that, the doxing me in the lawsuit, the attempts at getting hypnotic doxed, like all these a doxing, like it's what she always goes to. It is now a trend. We can go through like the line of this is the line of events she follows until she runs out of ideas, and then it goes to doxing. Like this is now a trend that's been established with her.
Yeah, and Alyssa, again, whether you like what you do, call them brain dead or not, I'm very good at investigating. Do you really want me to investigate you? Do you? Is that what you're asking for here? Look, I'd much rather just move on and not deal with you. So can we go back to the part where you told me to leave you alone? That was what I would like.
I would argue the lawsuit that she has levied against me was kind of throwing darts because she was threatening lawsuits against Kiwi Farms, against Hypnotic, against 8-Bit Eric. She was threatening lawsuits to everyone. And then she tried with Kiwi Farms and they laughed her out of the room. And then she tried with me and I laughed her out of the room. And then she came back and was like, no, I'm actually going to sue you though. And I'm like, okay, so apparently Kiwi Farms didn't match what you wanted to sue. And now randomly a few weeks later, now I am. So the trend of what she's been doing is not a great look either when it comes to the lawsuits and how she's been approaching that. But ultimately, what the lawsuit is for her, and this is why I do not stop talking about her, is because that's why she's suing me. She wants people to stop trying to find out about who she is and how awful of a person she is for the industry. So she's trying to silence and censor, which again goes in line with everything we've been talking about tonight, even before you came on. It's all about censorship and controlling the narrative.